Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We're in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 9, verses 2 through 13. After Jesus has just gotten done talking about that, predicting his death, that he's going to go to Jerusalem and be rejected and crucified, and he begins to tell the disciples about the way of the cross, right? He then goes up the mountain, and he takes Peter, James, and John with him. It's a time of prayer, a time of digging in deeper to what God's will is and what God's promise is. And while he's with them, all alone, he's transfigured. And that Jesus is embodying his glorified self. I mean, he is being the person he is on the throne, right? He's shining with the light of God. It's brighter than lightning. It's brighter than the sun, actually. And so he appears to them, and then comes Moses and Elijah. Now, why Moses and Elijah? Moses and Elijah represent the law and the prophets. Moses was the lawgiver, right? And Elijah represents all the prophets. But both the law and the prophets point to Jesus. And that's the thing, is that Jesus is the fulfillment of the promises that God has given to Moses and Elijah and all the prophets, in fact, to all of Israel. And as Moses and Elijah are with Jesus, it says that they are talking with him about how he is on his way to Jerusalem. And they know that God's will is for Jesus to work out the brokenness of this life on the cross. And where Moses went up on the mountain for the tablets of the law, and the law never gives life. The law does not free people from sin. In fact, it accuses them and binds them to sin. And the ultimate sting of the law is death. But Jesus, on the other hand, goes up the mountain, right? And the mountain he's ultimately going to go up is the mountain of the cross, Golgotha. And there, rather than getting tablets, he gives himself on the cross. And it's in that work on that mount that the gospel comes, that frees people from the power of sin and frees them from the law that accuses them. Now, Peter says, hey, it's great to be here because this is awesome. You're all dazzling and powerful, and this is where we want to stay. And suddenly, God speaks and says, listen to him. This is the plan. It's not what Peter thinks. It's where Jesus is leading them. Back down the mountain, down to Jerusalem, down to the garden, down to Golgotha, and to the cross, and to the tomb. But God is still going to be working through all of that, right? Well, thanks, my friends. Have a blessed day.